speaking of sucking, that segue doesn't actually fucking work. Wait, cut, retake. But speaking of so good, fuck it, this is the best we got. So, people, we've got a lads debate, and okay, I know by the time we're doing this lads debate, we are very far past Kevin Conroy's birthday. We're sorry, life got in the way for us, and life's important. This is still a tribute to Kevin Conroy, even if it's like a few weeks late. But yes, we're doing another lads debate, and it is between Batman, the animated series, versus composite Sam Fisher. With me representing animated Batman. I know, I was really thinking Mate was going to do that. And Sean representing Sam Fisher. Now, to answer the question, some people might have, why specifically these two? Sean likes Sam Fisher, and when it comes to lads debate, we try and think of like more obscure ideas. Now, that was always a thing with me when I used to do crossover Clash. Like, when I announced Ryu versus Deadpool, no one was expecting Deadpool, but I just thought it just sounds funny to me.
I mean, plus we were trying to think of many ideas for Batman.
Yeah, but ones that weren't like highly requested. You know, because there was like...
And ones that weren't Marvel characters.
Yeah, like there was, how about animated Spider-Man? That's crap. How about Solid Snake versus animated Batman? Nah, that's crap. Animated Spider-Man versus MCU Spider-Man. That's pretty good. But it's taken.
I have heard that the crew want to do like Batman versus Snake as a death battle.
I mean, Batman
we almost pulled the trigger on animated Batman versus Ezio, and after talking about it, we're like, let's do Sam Fisher instead.
Yeah, because one, Sam Fisher's kind of fallen into obscurity, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, he doesn't really get a lot of love nowadays.
No, and I remember that video that came out when Sam Fisher said like he's one of the few stealth icons remaining. Thankfully, that's long been changed. You know, Agent 47's come back. Metal Gear Solid 3 looks really good. The remake for that. Like, I was looking at that, I was like, wow. Just comparing to the original, it's looking good. So, and there's been rumors Splinter Cell is in the talks. So we figured, you know what? Give Sam Fisher a chance to shine with this. So, regardless who wins, we just want to tell people why these two characters are badass. That's really what this is about. Like, not like...
And I think it was you, Bill. It was either you or me that suggested, should we do composite Sam Fisher?
Yeah.
And really wacky?
Yeah, because animated Batman does carry over into the Justice League stuff, so it's... And we didn't want to just stick with just the animated Batman series, which, don't get me wrong, that is a popular series. It's actually available on Netflix right now. You should definitely watch it. Not sponsored. But
wouldn't say no.
This lads debate is kind of special for both me and Sean, is that we really don't care who wins. Yes, we're going to try our best to convince Mate who wins, but at the end of the day, we just want to talk about two really cool characters played by two really cool actors.
I'm just also going to be happy to show people the other stuff Sam has been in, because I showed Bill like Sam's design in R6, and you gotta admit, he looks fantastic.
He does. I still do think I prefer like the classic black spandex with the red, like the green goggles. Like, just those goggles are so iconic. So yeah, we'll spend 15 minutes for Batman, 15 minutes for Sean, and then another 15 minutes debating.
Should I get the timers?
I was getting my timer ready as well.
Mate, how's it feel to be judging a lads debate this year instead of debating for one?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is your first one this year where you're actually being the decider.
For tonight's debate, let's meet the judge. Sup?
Right then, shall we get started?
Yep.
And let's go. Right then, so I don't really think I need to explain who Batman is if you're familiar with Death Battle or just comic books, but let me speed through it. Batman was a little dick as a kid, was very snobby. His parents went brr, and then he became the Batman, a symbol of justice in the darkness. He is the night, he is vengeance, he is Batman. And of course, if you are familiar with the animated series, you know of Batman through that amazing opening and the amazing voice by Kevin Conroy. Now, just who is Batman? Is he an edgy boy with a lot of edginess? Yes, but there's depth to his character. Bruce Wayne is a vigilante in Gotham. I was about to say in Batman Town for some reason. Yeah, like, just, yeah, as May posted in the chat, like, you can't go wrong with this opening. It's so gorgeous. So, in the Batman series, he goes on many, I would say, adventures, but really he's watching over Gotham when a new threat arrives. Many of them involve the Joker, Penguin, Firefly, the Condiment King, who is the man who fires ketchup and mustard at people. It was a different time, people. But yeah, Batman, through his many years on taking on really powerful foes, decided, I need to do more than fight martial arts, because he was trained by the greatest assassin of the DC universe. No, not Deathstroke. No, not Deadshot. No, not Harley Quinn. Yes, I'm not even kidding about that, by the way. At one point, she was considered a great assassin. Comics are weird. No, Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however the fuck you want to pronounce his name, people. I'm sick, and I don't care. So, being trained by Ra's al Ghul, he was trained in multiple martial arts combat skills that were intended to be lethal. Big surprise, the Legion of Assassins trained their pupils to kill. Batman decided, nah fam, I'm gonna go non-lethal. So, and he was trained in every style of martial arts, except hip-hop fu, which I won't lie, I would have loved it if Batman was trained in that.
Isn't that the Eddie Gordo fighting style in Tekken?
It's that, but also like Power Rangers. Like apparently that's like considered a real fighting style, but surprisingly, Batman was never taught that by Ra's al Ghul. So I guess officially he's not actually trained in every fighting style, but any fighting style you can think of, Ra's al Ghul taught Batman that in the art to
Hang on,
kill.
I'm just gonna pause. Was he trained in Drunken Fist?
No. And after you just said that, now I'm just pissed off, because can you imagine that? Like, the Joker's like, I've got you, Batman. You've got a funny face. Batman, what are you? Ah, my nose! Now it's
Okay,
funnier.
Batman Guinness.
Just Batman pulls out like a bat Guinness. It just has a bat symbol on it.
Bat sake.
At cider.
He just makes himself a martini, like he shakes it like, oh, you're in for it now, Joker. Look, let's go.
Batman Morgan rum.
Oh my god. DC writers, take notes. We need to see this.
That would be so cursed, I want to see it.
Just picture him after Darkseid. You're immortal. Your face and mama's immortal. Glug glug. Just punches him in the nuts. I
want fan art of this now.
I do as well. Alright, let's go back to the debate.
Yeah, resuming the timer now.
So, sadly, drunken fighting style is not part of that, but he was taught in firearms combat, sword, axe combat, which, hey, Ruby actually references in the comic book. It's actually kind of a cool reference. But also in throwing, because Big Shock, one of his most iconic weapons, is the Batarang. I know, you wouldn't think it. So Batman studied using these sort of techniques to non-lethally subdue his targets. So yeah, and he's so precise with his Batarang throws, he can literally throw them into your gun as barrel. Like, in the opening, two guys pull out a gun and preparing to shoot. Batman throws two at the same time they draw their guns, and they immediately get stuck in the barrel. Unrealistic? Of fucking course it is. Awesome? Yes. It's like, you brought a knife to a gun? Oh. Okay, fair enough. I guess we're both fisticuffing now. But of course, as well as like his batarang and stuff like that, he of course has his grappling hook, which is capable of like getting them up to skyscrapers in mere seconds. And of course, his bat suit is designed to be bulletproof, and in the Justice League show, it was updated so it can tank lasers as well. Because, big shock, when you are going up against threats that are like world-ending, maybe you do need to step up your suit. As well as this, he's got smoke bombs. He also has access to other villain weapons, including like Mr. Freeze's gun, and even the fear toxin, but, you know, Batman doesn't like to use that. Of course, he does have the cure for it, but it's always in his arsenal if he ever needs to use it against a threat that's way too strong. And of course, he has like the Batmobile, which it turns out can be summoned, as we've seen in the Justice League animated show. And he also has the ability to teleport to the Justice League Watchtower, which I wasn't sure if I should include that, but it turns out he does have that on his utility belt if he ever needs to escape something. And as well as this, he has like smoke bombs, tear gas. What else does he have? Oh yeah, an explosive batarangs, which if he throws his batarang and you were to either catch it or dodge it, it can act as like a flashbang, which deafens you and stuns you for a few seconds, or it can just explode and just demolish a wall if it's needed to. Surprisingly, he tries to not throw these at human targets, for obvious reasons. And to talk about like the other abilities that he has, he also can summon a Batwing, as in like the Batplane, though it doesn't really have as many weapons. It's more so just a vehicle just to get from one place to another. He also has like shock gloves, so if he was to punch you, he can activate a taser so it stuns you with a punch. And no, this is animated Batman, because I want to make it clear, like, a lot of these feats I'm bringing up are only from the animated Batman. I'm not going to give him comic feats, otherwise hell Batsuit go brr. And I do know Batman does technically have a mech suit in the animated series, but he's never used it, so I don't count it. It's just something that's like a neat reference for comic viewers. And in terms of like his feats upon his fighting style, well, he has bested Wonder Woman in hand-to-hand combat. Now, I should be clear, animated universe, as Mate said in the last session, yeah, they're not the most powerful versions of these Justice League characters. But these Justice League characters have some impressive feats. One, they've been able to dodge lasers. The Flash has been able to run across the entire world in mere seconds. And at one point, they were able to pull the Flash out of the Speed Force when it was sucking him in like a black hole. And yes, this did require Superman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, and Hulk Girl to help out. But the fact that we're able to pull the Flash out of a black hole is impressive enough as it is, like. And in terms of like Batman's abilities, he's managed to best Wonder Woman in combat, and many other characters like Aquaman, and has even, and I guess this is going to be infamous because people are very finicky about this feat, he has dodged the Omega beams.
Oh, who hasn't?
Yeah. Now, obviously, in the comic books, Batman can't do this. Like, these beams are so fast that they can keep up with the Flash even when he goes in the Speed Force. In the TV show, though, these act more like lasers. You know, if you get hit by it, you get transmitted to another universe or another prison or something like that. If Darkseid wants to punish his children because Father of the Year. Or if he wanted to, he can incinerate you, which he did a lot in the Justice League show. Literally, one of his sidekicks says to Darkseid after he failed to defeat Justice League, like, man, this was a fool's errand plan. Darkseid just looked at him, and the guy realized, wait, this is your plan. Look, man, I'm sorry, and he just incinerated him. And Superman has dodged these beams as well as the Flash. And to give an idea of Batman, though, even if you don't want to count the Omega beam, in the first 3-part episode of the Justice League animated series, aliens invaded, and they had laser guns, And Batman was capable of continuously dodging these laser beams as they were shooting at him. And despite these being telepathic, Batman was able to sneak around them. And has even been able to sneak around, because that's the thing that's key as well, his stealth. Batman's been able to sneak around beings like Martian Manhunter, who can read your mind. Personally, I think that's just poorly written, because Martian Manhunter's powers are capable of going across the entire world and even galaxy in the show. So how Batman can sneak past him, I don't know. But if you want to be like, okay, that's a bit unbelievable, so do you have a more reasonable feat? Yeah, he's capable of sneaking past Superman, which in the animated show, he can hear you across the entire continent. Even in the vacuum of space. Not freaking possible, but he can do that. Batman's capable of sneaking past him. Even if he was standing right next to him, he's just disappearing. Superman couldn't even see him. And in fact, Batman's even dodged Superman's heat vision, which do act as lasers in the show, because Superman needs to use his heat vision to shave. It's actually a really funny moment.
I have seen that.
Yeah, surprisingly, human razor blades don't work, so he's like, well, heat vision. They reflect off the mirror like a laser would.
Hold on, I want to pause just to make a little joke.
Sure.
How many razors do you think Superman went through before he thought of that?
That's actually a good question.
Something to ponder.
I'd imagine his parents cutting his hair though as kids. How did they cut his hair?
Oh God!
Did they not take him to a barber's? Did his hair never grow any higher?
That's a good point, actually.
I mean, that's probably stuff that got overlooked in the story writers thing.
It's also probably a question you're not really supposed to ask.
Nah. And now in terms of...
It's just like... Who cares?
Yeah, it's like comic books. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Now, of course...
Anyway, resume.
So in terms of his durability and strength, strength's not too impressive, because surprisingly he can't match the strength of a man that can lift a tall building with one arm. But he's managed to overpower a gorilla, Gorilla Grog, the psychic, intelligent gorilla. Yeah, he's managed to overpower him physically. Now, I don't think he should have been able to, because they've always made it clear Batman's not physically strong. But I'd imagine after his battles with, Bane and Superman in the animated series, he's learned to... Maybe he uses, Bane's super serum. To me, that seems more believable than him using his physical strength. But as well as his armor has been able to survive hits from these said powerful beings. Like I said, Darkseid has managed to land a hit on him and wasn't able to break through his armor. And I know, the original Batman animated series, it just looks like he's wearing a not skimmy, tights and stuff like that. But it is said it is meant to be protection as well, because surprisingly, Batman gets shot at a lot. So he did upgrade his suit so it can withstand bullets and lasers.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, being a master of stealth, he has smoke bombs, which the moment he deploys them, he can immediately disappear, because trained in the art of just disappearing in the moment. He'll hide in shadows to the point you can't see him. He has infrared in his helmet so he can see you if you're trying to be stealthy with him. Night vision. And as well as it also has the ability to track your movements. So you remember how in Sam Fisher's Death Battle they showed that he can see your footprint? Weirdly enough, not his. Yeah, he can be able to see your footprints. Showing that you can't hide from Batman. Just try and go through my notes to find other feats. Oh yeah, he's even managed to overpower Cheetah, who regularly fights this Wonder Woman who is strong enough to push buildings over and fight on par with Superman, which we've shown that despite he holds back a lot, is still capable of smashing through buildings and even lifting them with one arm. So Cheetah, it has the same combat experience as Wonder Woman, who's over hundreds of years old. And Batman was capable of beating her in hand-to-hand combat. And even at one point, he managed to seduce her to try and trick her into letting him out.
I've seen that clip.
Yeah, listen, man's got Riz. Can we just give that as a feat? But it's also the fact he's capable of keeping on par with all these villains that Wonder Woman struggles with. So it's really surprising to see Batman is able to do it. Obviously, animated universe is not as strong, so characters are nerfed in certain ways so they don't become too OP like their comic counterparts. But even if you took these guys at their minimum feats, many of them are light speed. So it's not unreasonable to say, yeah, do you know what? Batman should be able to keep on par with these guys because he regularly fights them, trains with them, and he's even shown he's beaten some of them with his pure combat skills. And even when he has his strength enhanced, he has shown he can best them. I mean, hell, an alternative version of him came into that universe and managed to trap the Flash.
Timer's gone off.
Damn it, I wanted to end off with a pun.
I'll try one.
I'll do one anyway. So, my final say on this, the Dark Knight will rise and Sam Fisher will be left in darkness.
Okay, there's plenty of things I took note of.
I'm very interested to learn about composite Sam Fisher because Sean didn't want to allude me to the things he's done, but apparently
It's wild.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. After all that,
All right.
Very curious to hear what you have, Sean. Starting a 15-minute timer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Samuel Fisher. Most people know him from Splinter Cell, a very successful series from the Tom Clancy line, and he became so popular he's been involved in a lot of Tom Clancy stuff. But it begs the question, who is Sam Fisher? Believe it or not, a lot of his origin was kept unknown by the CIA and even the US president. Why? He was that skilled that they wanted him as a recruit into Third Echelon, a stealth unit that interrogates terrorists and saves the world from global threats. Sam was so skilled that he started training as a Navy SEAL. You guys know what that is, though, right?
Well, I have seen that Deadliest Warrior episode.
Yeah, arguably one of the most dangerous military units, I think is a fair statement. And oh boy, did they teach Sam quite a few things. They made Sam an expert in hand-to-hand combat, a black belt in third-degree Krav Maga, experts when it came to interrogation and resisting interrogation and torture, able to heal himself with field medicine, edge weaponry, military free fall parachuting, computer hacking, and of course, being a stealth operative, he's had many tools over the years. Sam has been through a lot over the years. You may think that after every single adventure he's had, including, where is it in my notes? 6 mobile games, 9 novels, and 2 graphic novels, you may think maybe Sam at this point has done a lot to retire. He saved the world more countless times with his own skill alone. But you know what Sam decided to do? He's like, fuck retirement, I'm going to be part of Team Rainbow. And thus, he's part of Team Rainbow, or most people know the game as Rainbow Six Siege, where he actually decided to choose a new code name of Zero. People speculate it was in reference to there being no more stealth icons after Sam quote-unquote retired. But Sam quickly proved that he still got it despite being in his 50s pushing 60. How insane was that? Well, in his first exercise, they paired him in a handicap match against 3 insanely tough Rainbow operatives, and Sam beat them all. How crazy are we talking? Well, first of all, he was able to beat Finka, who has nanobots. Same thing, really. And because he won, he was able to keep those nanobots, which can help him heal. He's also gone up against the likes of Oryx. Pronunciation, I know, close to Onyx, but his name is like Oryx. And Oryx can charge through reinforced walls, including armor walls from Castle. Castle's whole specialty is deciding special walls designed to block people and prevent you from getting in. Assuming this is made of Kevlar, this means that in theory, Oryx can charge through without effort over 5 tons of Kevlar. He also was able to go against the likes of Sledge. And how busted is Sledge? Well, I showed Nate this once. He once was in a suit of armor. Granted, it was for a skin event, but this is still Sledge doing it. He jumped out of this helicopter and crashed through a building and was completely fine. Over 100,000 feet in the air. And to make matters worse, Sledge can also swing his hammer so hard it breaks the sound barrier. As you see when he swings it in the animation, a blue cone is formed around it, implying he's breaking the sound barrier. I'll bring that number up later, though. But Sam's also catches up with people who have light fast Sam attacks, like Echo. While you could describe Echo's attacks as ultrasonic, they aren't necessarily that fast as an ultrasonic projectile. Why? Because it was made in Japan, and Japan likes to overhype things.
Unheard of.
Eventually, Sam decided, after helping out with Rainbow, he would go to Elite Squad. There is a game called Elite Squad, and let's just say the model doesn't look the best. But it was here Sam got even crazier skills. Like being able to take a lot more damage, being able to do an instant kill move, and being able to be undetectable, as in overriding Eagle Eye technology.
Ooh.
And to demonstrate how broken that is, let's go back to the good old times of Call of Duty, for example. Are you familiar with a kill streak called a Blackbird?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what those are designed for, right? Those can bypass perks like Ghost. It is very similar to real-life US technology. Sam's stealth is so good, he can hide from technology as powerful as that. And speaking of skills, oh boy, with Sam's experience, he's done quite a lot. He's been able to interrogate people, sneak up on so many enemies without them noticing, disarm them, fire in a rapid succession without enemies getting off a single shot, and has guns with multiple attachments. Like his assault rifle, which can attach cameras to walls, as shown in the Death Battle, where he can also talk to, I don't know if we're counting Grim. That's up to Mate if he wants to count her.
Okay, I wanna just quickly pause. Bill, feelings about Grim being involved?
What, for animated Batman?
Yeah.
Well, the Batman in that one's not the same animated one from the animated series. Like, 2 different continuities. But,
No, I meant, like, Sam Fisher's, like, Grim.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fine. I thought you were saying, should we include, like, Justice League X Ruby Fees? I'm like, I don't really think so.
Yeah, and we've seen with Grim that she has a lot of tech at her disposal, being able to try to hack and locate other enemies, even using other of Sam's cameras. Sam eventually upgraded his cameras to be powerful enough to penetrate reinforced walls, which are much tougher than titanium, like military-grade titanium, and can look both ways, as in, it peers through one side, through the other, he can see them both. But Sam has a lot of different firearms at his disposal, from assault rifles to guns like his classic 5.7, with a custom suppressor and so many other attachments. His Panther Claw Karambit, which was not shown that much in the Death Battle, but you gotta admit it looks cool. His night vision sonar goggles, but his SC-20K, a special, powerful, unique rifle to Sam, which is able to bypass Kevlar and modded armor, and allowing a 170% crit rate. Welcome to game stats. Sam has saved the world, and despite him being the best in Rainbow, he actually chose not to be the leader of Rainbow, wanting the next generation to carry on the legacy he started, for them to finish the fight, and also to help raise his daughter, because Sam is a good dad.
He is one of the best.
I think overall, Sam has done so much in his career, seeing him in so many different medias, from graphic novels, mobile games, colliding with other operatives, and being able to save the world at least over 20 times. The man is a legend. I don't how much I know I have.
You still have, like, 6 minutes 40 seconds.
I was gonna say, like, is there any like specific like media you want me to go more in depth in, like whether it be a graphic novel or a regular novel?
I wanted to ask if, like, the cameras he can fire, like, nothing's stopping them from just firing them at people, right?
Technically, you can fire them at people in Rainbow Six, I believe. I don't think there's anything stopping you. Yeah, I don't remember.
It's just he brought up them piercing reinforced walls, and I thought, okay, that's something to say no of. But then you also brought up like armor piercing stuff with just his gun in general, and I thought, okay,
Yeah,
so it's not.
It's mostly used for surveillance and whatnot.
Right.
And Sam's done a lot. I believe this is the last novel he was in, was called Dragonfire, which was, when was this one? I think it was 2020. Yeah, he's been going on for that long, and Splinter Cell only started in 2002.
Jesus, is that old?
2002 was the first Splinter Cell game.
Damn.
Yeah, it was in 2020.
I'm just gonna edit a beard on my character now. This season's just made me feel old.
Yeah. Basically, this was the last novel that Sam was in. It was quoted as a conspiracy that threatens open war, as in there was a mole in the Splinter Cell group, and guess what? Sam figured it out, and well, had to permanently get rid of them. But while on that, it is mentioned that Sarah also has to go figure out what happened to her dad at that point, because in that novel, Sam went MIA while this was going on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So apparently, Sam was tracking this down. Sarah not only wanted to figure out what was going on, but also to figure out what happened to her father. So
okay, but
they actually,
why was he MIA?
He was MIA because of the investigation of who the mole was in the Splinter Cell. Because Sam purposely had to keep a low profile, because if it was someone from Splinter Cell, they would figure out who's going after them.
Oh right,
so
he hid himself, like he went like
he had to hide himself.
Right, okay. Because even I was thinking, like, wait, did he get kidnapped? That seems unlikely.
To the point where he was officially declared MIA. Okay.
Yeah, a lot. It was so good. A lot of people thought not only Sam was MIA, but also KIA. It was that good of a job. And then Sarah figured out what happened to her father, and together they teamed up to solve that conspiracy, known as the Dragons, which, as stated in the novel, would have made North Korea and South Korea fight a war to end millions of lives.
Ubisoft, can we get another Splinter Cell game? It's just making me want another one of them and not another... Can we not have another Assassin's Creed, please?
Maybe one day. And yes, Sam has appeared... Sam also has appeared in, I believe it was Ghost Recon too.
Pause the timer, mate.
Yeah,
he was want to make this comment.
Okay.
So, you remember that Let's Play I did of Watch Dogs Legion, which, by the way, people you should check out in the description below. They had an Assassin's Creed characters from the Heist Netflix show made cameo. Aiden Pearson from the previous Watch Dogs. Why the fuck did they never have Sam Fisher appear as a operative that you could recruit?
He's just that good at providing tech, even as powerful as the one the Watch Dogs had.
No, I'm just asking them, like, why could we not recruited him? Also, that was pretty good. Like, can you imagine being Sam Fisher in London, taking on tyrants, while teaming up with an assassin from Assassin's Creed? Like, Ubisoft, do you not like money?
Do you not like fun?
Well, apparently, have you seen Assassin's Creed Mirage? Jesus Christ.
Oof.
I mean, to be fair, Rainbow Six has made Ubisoft like quite a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they're focusing on that.
Yeah, they got Master Chief in it now. He won't be in Smash Bros, but he'll be in Rainbow Siege.
Yeah, that's the Sledge skin, which is apparently everything done with that is canon. Thanks, Ubisoft.
Okay, that's that. Ooh, wow. So, okay, Spartan scaling.
Shall I resume?
Yeah.
Yeah. Resuming, Sean, you might want to touch on that a bit.
The Spartan scaling?
Yeah.
So, Sledge Sledge got a Master Chief skin. which was the power armor, his own hammer and skin, basically, as well as his own rifle skin. But operatives also, that is still Sledge inside that armor. So it implies that while not necessarily scaling the Master Chief, you could argue the scaling for the armor Sledge wears as to why he was able to survive that hundreds of thousands of feet drop and be completely fine. Or, you know, swinging his hammer so hard it breaks the sound barrier.
Wow.
I even went confirmed. Not only was this like confirmed via Russian Badger, which is how I found out Zero and Sam Fisher are the same character, but by Ubisoft themselves, so they're like, "Yep." Sam has been in a lot, and that's where the whole Spartan scaling come from. It's like giving Echo Majima scaling because Echo had the Majima skin from Yakuza. No, I'm not kidding.
That is actually pretty funny. Never thought this one game
Speaking
had
of
this
other
many
operatives,
crossovers.
Speaking of operatives, there were so many operatives in Rainbow Six. Many of them
Yeah,
also
1 minute
appeared in
left,
that
by the
game,
way.
Elite Squad. And many of them appeared in Elite Squad 2, as terrible as the game was. And Sam has come out of retirement time and time again to save the world, whether it be to prevent a war, to stop weapons of mass destruction from going off, or just to train the next generation. It's really hard to beat the original stealth icon of one of the original stealth icons of video games. Hell, he even said that he was the last one until 47 came back. Ultimately, I think that Sam is going to find a way to fish up a win over Batman.
All right,
That's
so
how it ended.
I guess it's time for our 15-minute debate.
3,
Oh.
2, 1. Fight!
Alrighty, so
That's the reason we
obvious
should do for
advantage,
next year.
I'm-
Like, when we actually get to the debate, we should have that little image appear on screen. All right, so to the
So-
debate.
so obvious advantage for Sam Fisher is experience, hands down.
I would say they're both relatively even in terms of experience. Like,
How old is Batman in the animated series at this point?
let me just quickly go on his wikis. That was something I never actually looked up. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to count his. I guess I could count his future self, but at that point, he's old, so I don't really think that's fair. But when you can, but experience doesn't always just count with your age. It also can come down to like what
Well,
you face.
I know it doesn't mean on.
And like
it doesn't
training
always
and
go-
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just starting a timeline of when they both started training through everything to see who I think, and I think based off when Sam started, he has the experience factor.
Huh. This is actually kind of weird. Like, his wiki page doesn't seem to have his age.
He looks about like in his 30s to 40,
Yeah,
I think.
We'll say like roughly between 30 and 40.
And according to everything, is nearing 60. You can join the army or Navy SEAL as soon as 18. So he's got decades over Batman.
That may be true, but when you consider the scale of his competition against characters like Wonder Woman, I'm
I
not
know
gonna,
with the whole cheetah thing as well, like that is impressive, but I think with how many characters that Sam has gone up against, it also favors him.
not to
R6 has over.
because Cheetah is
I
on
was
the
gonna
same
say-
age as Wonder Woman. Like, she's hundreds of years old. So, and Batman's bested her in combat. Like, sure, Sam Fisher's good at a few combat styles. Batman's nearly mastered all of them. And yes, that is a comic thing, but that's also a thing within the animated series. Ra's al Ghul wanted him to be best at everything, because that's how he trains his Legion of Assassins.
And I think they're both on par as far as that end goes, mostly because of the insane roster of people Sam has gone up against. Rainbow's an international organization, and every military uses a variety of different martial arts style.
I suppose
So
that
Sam has
can
kept
be
up with
fair.
people who know multiple fightings, just like Batman.
The thing I would definitely agree with you on that they're even on, I think they both cancel each other's stealth out. Because Batman's, technology with his helmet, Sam Fisher can also just counter that with his own. So they would have to fight out close or be more tactical with their approach.
Yeah, I could see that.
I do also think that you could get the edge to Sam considering he's able to counter powerful stuff like from Blackbird planes.
No, that's what I mean. Like, Batman, Sam Fisher can counter that. Batman's also countered characters on similar scale, like Ra's al Ghul, Deadshot, Deathstroke, which had similar gadgets to Batman, because they've also mastered stealth. So I would say they're practically even on that. So, like, Batman I think could get a quick edge with his, like, smoke bomb. But I just think Sam Fisher could just counter that by activating infrared and seeing him. In the similar case, Batman could do the same to him. Maybe not detect his footprints, like, that might have been a game error, but if that is a canonical ability his suit could have, then that cancels that out. So, stealth, I would argue, both even on. Now, endurance, though...
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Could Grimm theoretically hack into some of Batman's tech, like specifically his teleportation, like to the Watchtower?
Very unlikely, because it got updated by not Galactus, different universes. So eventually Batman teamed up with like the son of Darkseid, and with all these other like techie like Justice League method, Justice League Unlimited, they upgraded their gear, and Apocalypse technology is way too advanced for human technology. Like it's so hard to like program that if Cyborg, who's literally made from this same technology, struggles to understand it. Yet he's still been able to help upgrade the teleportation. Now, here's the thing though, I don't think the teleportation is going to be a battle advantage. One, because apparently it's too expensive to use, so Batman tries to not utilize it that much. But that's more like escaping from a situation. But the
I do think Grimm does give Sam an advantage, though.
Batman is able to hack into technology as well, so I would say maybe on hacking it could be even, like, even just cancelling out their technology. You said Sam Fisher has a way to show off a lot of Batman's gear. Batman also has EMP batarangs that he could just easily shut off Sam Fisher's technology, which has been shown. I've even played some of the games that confirm this. His technology has been hacked before. Even ones that are meant to be like top of the line technology. To the point.
While both can be hacked. Yes, that is something we can agree on.
So
However,
I think
Batman's
so far, stealth and gear is kind of even.
Batman's gas attacks aren't actually going to work on Sam.
No.
Sam, in that same trailer we've seen with him, he was able to jump through gas grenades that are designed to kill people and still get the jump on somebody, and he was completely fine.
What's his counter to the fear toxin if Batman was to resort to that, which he has done in the past? I don't think Sam Fisher's mind is mentally strong enough to resist stuff like that, because even characters like Superman can resist that.
It definitely is because of his thorough training and resistance to torture, interrogation, and stuff he fears, which he has no fear.
That's not entirely true. He does suffer from PTSD. One of those is like losing his daughter.
Not nowadays. He got over that.
Still, that seems like something that can be reactivated with the fear toxin. The fear toxin goes deep into your mind, and whatever your brain recognizes as like something you fear, it will hit you. Batman has undergone similar training from Ra's al Ghul. When hit by the fear toxin, though, he had to really push through to ignore the fear. So, weirdly enough, going into this, I would actually argue gadgets, stealth, hacking, I think they cancel each other out. Even stealth, like, both can't gain the advantage on the other. But I think Batman's fighting capabilities are more than enough to overpower Sam. But even if you ignore fighting styles and experiences, there's the scale of their competition. Now, do I think Batman's as strong as Superman, even the animated one? Of fucking course not. Like, I would love to hype him up that much, but I'm a realist. It's like, no. He's not going to beat Superman. That takes prep time, and it requires, like, you know, kryptonite. However, he has managed to outsmart Dr. Fate, who can effortlessly fly through space without the assistance of the other Justice League. Like, and even the Green Lanterns can fly from Earth to another galaxy in mere minutes. And Batman's jet plane can keep up with a Green Lantern. Now you may argue, okay, but that's the jet plane. Batman's in control of that though, so he has to pilot the ship while keeping up with Jon Stewart. So theoretically, you could say Batman has the much more better reaction time.
So speed is a tie then.
Would you? I would not say it's a tie. Like Batman's capable of
Thanks to Sam's
dodging.
fight against Echo, he's kept up with Echo on multiple occasions, and Echo's ultrasonic technology eventually got upgraded to light-based sound waves, and Sam can dodge those pretty consistently.
I think sound waves and lasers are not on a similar level.
Well, that's why I'm saying that Echo eventually upgraded his sound waves to be laser-based technology, and Sam's avoided that.
Okay, so I guess
Keep in mind, Echo's gadgets are designed to be undetectable. Yet, thanks to Sam's ability to see all through that, he can dodge it quite consistently.
Okay, is that more so knowing when the thing's going to be fired, or is that more so like he's actually reacting to a laser being fired at him?
He's reacting to it being fired at him, and he's still fine.
Okay, so for the sake of this argument, I will say, okay, maybe they are even in terms of light speed. But now, when you say like stuff like endurance, Sam Fisher could still be killed relatively easy in those games.
I'd argue since he's able to beat Sledge and survive attacks from Sledge, you could argue Sam takes it because, by my calculation, if Sledge is as powerful enough to break the sound barrier with his hammer, that would require over 37 million newtons of force.
Okay, that is impressive. However, let's look at a character like Darkseid. Batman's casually been able to survive a punch from him, with his suit enduring the hit. And Darkseid, in the animated series, is capable of destroying planets, through whether it be his Omega Beams or even just his telekinesis abilities or physical strength. Now,
I think you
obviously,
even said Darkseid is choosing not to do this. So
yeah.
Darkseid is purposely holding back against Batman.
Yeah, but his punch still leveled a building. And of course, his armor
Leveled a building compared
Listen,
to breaking the sound barrier.
I'm saying, like, the force of his punch was demolishing, like, the city in his fight against the Justice League, which Batman was part of. And the other thing I want to bring up as well, even if you were to say they are even, Batman's armor is just way much more tankier than Sam Fisher's. Because we've seen bullets can still penetrate very easily.
Sam has weapons to bypass that kind of armor, and he also has the instant kill move, may I remind you, from Elite Squad?
That's mostly an in-game mechanic, really. The actual context of it is that he's just going in for the kill. And of course, if Batman is going in with this fight in intent to kill, I think he could easily overpower with many of his gadgets, because remember, he can summon a Batmobile, which does in fact have weapons on it. And a plane that, as I said, can keep up with the Justice League members that are
Grim
like
could disable the Batmobile, so I do think Grim could disable the Batmobile.
There's never been evidence of it being hacked. Like, even villains who can hack, like Brainiac, can't hack it. Or have not done that. So if someone like Brainiac, who has billions of years of, like, knowledge, and he's never tried to hack Batman's tech, whether he chose not to, but when Batman summoned these, like, the plane to fight him, why did Brainiac not just hack it?
I do think Sam is accurate enough to most likely hit Batman through that kind of vehicle, though. Comparing him to Glass, Glass is able to easily snipe coins. British pence coins.
That's impressive, but Batman's capable of throwing his batarangs at a gun just as it gets pulled out and hit a precise spot so the gun gets jammed and explodes. That's the thing, if Sam Fisher without his guns is not that useful, whereas Batman without his gadgets can still fuck you up really badly. Remember, his suit has plenty of gadgets like smoke bombs,
as we've talked
taser fist.
We brought the... Okay, taser fist would not work thanks to surviving taser drones from Twitch from R6.
But the point,
Taser Fist
okay,
would
fair
not
enough.
affect.
He's still getting punched in the face though, like, regardless of that.
Yeah, well, we've even said that it's a tie as far as like hand-to-hand experience goes with combat, and based off the roster they've gone
you
up against.
said
I think
that.
Sam's. You agreed with me.
I said I will go along with it, but I would argue that if you took out their gadgets,
These two.
Batman just easily wins.
The thing is that these two are even in so many fronts. I think Sam's durability is enough of a way to not only buy him time, but thanks to nanobots, he can keep himself going because those will heal him.
I will admit the nanobot healing is going to be a disadvantage because Batman doesn't have a way to heal himself. Like, yeah, he has a med kit, but that's mostly like an adrenaline, which I don't think is on par with nano healing.
We've talked about it when we talked Bonds versus Wick. Kevlar armor, like Batman's, can be slashed through easily, and thanks to the Panther Claw Karambit, it's gonna.
But
make that
remember,
pretty
he
much like
upgraded it so he
paper.
can keep up with like powerful beings like Darkseid and other aliens. So yeah, if this is like just the animated Batman series, yeah, his armor's not as strong, but as the show has gone on, and even if you go to like the future series with Batman Beyond, he has long upgraded his gear.
And they both have so much gear, so many weaponry. Sam does have ways to most likely penetrate and has the accuracy.
In fact, I could even go further. Batman originally used the Batman Beyond suit before he passed it on, which he can summon to him. Like it's a suit he can summon. So, but that's just, I think that's just too much. Like he summons that suit, it's game over. He can fly, he can fire lasers, and even if you knock out or even kill Batman, the suit will just fight for you. And EMP doesn't affect this suit.
And that is time.
Alright then,
All right.
so
Does Mate want to hear any final arguments we both have before he makes a decision? We did it for Monster Hunter Aaron, to be fair.
yeah, so any questions, ask away.
I'm still trying to make a conclusion myself.
I will admit, this is a lot more even than I thought it was going to be. So I'm really glad we decided to composite Sam Fisher. But do you know what? Since my dinner is ready and we've gone on for an hour and 10 minutes, I mean, most of that I'm going to cut out 'cause a lot of pauses, but let's finally hear the conclusion. And then we're going to reveal the lads finale.
Okay, so from everything you've described and argued, it sounds like you're saying that even in terms of like speed, stealth, maybe endurance. However, while I believe Sam takes an obvious edge because of, nanobot healing, Batman doesn't have anything obvious to help him out with that. So, should Sam keep the fight going long enough, then, yeah, could totally win just through outlasting Batman. But it sounds like it's just going to come down to who's the better fighter because, well, yeah, Sam has his guns. They're both more than capable of dodging bullets. And Batman, with his batarangs, like Bill said, could just clog the barrel, like, easy. Not to mention with his batarangs, he's got, like, all sorts of others, like, explosives ones that we could just set up. So it would come down to fisticuffs. And I think with Batman's, like, more intense training, especially with other Justice League members, I would have to give the edge to him, ultimately.
Son of a bitch.
So, Batman wins. I'm assuming,
yeah,
right?
I'm declaring the Batman the winner.
Okay, that would have been all
I
good.
thought Sam surviving Sledge would be enough. I thought that was clear cut.
No, I mean, to be honest, I'll be honest, that would have been funny. I went, yay, Batman wins, and the mate goes, but I would have been like, ah, shit. But, you know what? GG. And honestly, I feel like this is a fight that could go so many ways.
Yeah,
like,
GG.
Like, already, like, the Spartan scaling and, man, Rainbow Siege characters are... What are they eating?
I don't know, ask Sledge.
Yeah, I was so happy we chose Composite Sam because, man, it would have been a stomp if it was just Splinter Cell.
That was hard for me.
I think this has probably been our most difficult one, 'cause even after my explanation, I was thinking, this is going to be interesting to hear the thoughts of people. So, yeah, that is our lads debate. So, GG, Sean.
GG. I am curious to see what people think, because this was harder than I thought it would be doing Composite Sam.
Yeah, I think this was fun, though. Like, it was fun to actually talk about... I mean, I have fun with all the lads debates, but I generally felt challenged this time. Like you know, because you'll bring up all these things to sound like, okay, so we're kind of even on this. What could I bring up for Batman? So I was literally I'm
surprised how many even things we were going to find about these two. I'm like, okay, so we're probably even when it comes to gear and stealth, but oh boy.
Yeah, it was really fun. I generally enjoyed this. Now, to answer the question, people, are we going to do this regularly for Kevin Conroy? No, I wanted to do this one tribute, because I think that's enough to honour him. And, look, he won, so, you know, we'll always look at this as a nice way to celebrate him, but I also think Splinter Cell needs another chance to shine. Like...
Oh, for sure.
I don't really think there's a bad game in the Splinter Cell games. Like, I've never played a bad one, in my opinion. Like, Blacklist is, without a doubt, my favourite one. Like, it's so good.
Or if not, like a brand new one, at least like remaster one of the old ones.
Yeah, bring it to Game Pass or something like that. It's like, come on. Yeah, I had fun with this, so who knows, maybe we'll do another Batman fight that's with comic book Batman, because trust me, people, there's a lot of shit.
I had a couple Batman ideas against the same person, but very, very different.
Fair enough, but I guess we shall...
I'll tell you off screen.
No worries. I mean, you'll probably have to tell me another time, because literally after this record, I'm heading off to eat dinner.
Okay.
And then play Mortal Kombat with the family. Yeah, you know where I get my bloodlust from now. But I guess it's time to announce the final lads debate. So, it's another Bill versus Sean, or I guess in this case it's going to be Sean versus Bill. And this was a request by some of our viewers. We are going to be doing Bakugo from My Hero Academia versus Yang Xiaolong, but with a twist. Because, you know, I think we have an idea how it would go between Bakugo and Yang if they have their death battle. Plus, we know that's going to be a death battle. I mean, I say we know, but who knows with death battle at this point. So we're going to be doing Jump Force Bakugo versus Blaze Blue Yang.
Y'all can't see, but I have the biggest smile on my face as a former Jump Force content creator.
Yeah, plus Sean's wanted to do this when it was requested, so we're doing it. I'll be representing Yang, Sean's representing Bakugo. So, get ready for a third Ruby win this year. Or at least in the leaderboard of, like, this season of Lads Debate. Because, Bakugo Jump Force about to get wrecked soon. But I'll happily accept a second win in a row.
Jump Force community, Bill.
You
don't want to cross the Jump Force community.
I'll happily accept another win. But with that said and done, what did you think about this death battle? Goku versus Superman. Did it blow your pants off, or did it blow your shirt off? Or did you just not like it? What do you think of the next time finale? And what did you think about this lads debate? By the time this episode's out, the poll will be up, so vote and we will see the results in our live stream. And hopefully I will not sound like a man who's dying in that live stream. Who am I kidding? I live in London. I sound like I'm dying all the time. Yeah, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to stick around. We'll have more videos like this in the future. Farewell, everybody.